let's look at the sketch again. Next thing I'd like to do is draw the end table. It's round, so we're going to be using the circle command. And if we look closely, the diameter of the table is 1 foot 6 inches. So going back to our drawing, I'm going to select circle. What I'm going to do is pick a point here on my screen, select that, and the command line requests us to specify a radius of the circle or the diameter. I know the diameter, therefore I know that the radius is half of that distance, so I can immediately type that information in. But I did that on purpose to be able to show you the diameter option. So I'm going to type D for diameter. Simply type D and enter. It indicates to specify the diameter of the circle. I'm going to type in 1 foot 6 and enter. And just like that, I've created a circle, rather an end table as we see it, with a diameter of 1 foot 6 inches. I could also go back to circle, pick one more time, and you'll notice that it has remembered that previous setting. The radius is set to 9 inches. But what I want to point out is that I can type D again, specify diameter, and notice how it says 1 foot 6 inches. I could also enter 1.5 feet, and it will have the same results. So keep that in mind when you are entering values, that it can be entered almost like a decimal type value. So what Autocad is doing is converting 1.5 feet into 1 foot 6 inches. I'm going to erase that last circle I've drawn. And if we look at the sketch, it shows that the end table is located somewhere at the top. I'm going to place it up there now. What I'm going to do is pan the drawing down, right-click and exit, and I'm simply going to move this circle from its current location. I'm going to select Move, select the object by clicking on it. There are no other objects that I'd like to select, so I'm going to Enter. Specify the base point, could be here, and I'd like to move it somewhere up above. Now you'll notice if I pick anywhere near this midpoint, it's going to snap to it, or it's going to snap to this endpoint. I want to avoid that, so what I'm going to do is turn off Object Snap for now, and just place it at the top, and notice how it's not snapping to that midpoint anymore. By the way, you can see the lines running here. That's part of the object tracking. I'm going to turn that off so we can talk about that a little bit later. Now it's not snapping to anything and it is not tracking. So I'm going to place it here, and I'm going to zoom extents. If you've placed it too far or you want to move it again, simply move, picking it, right-clicking, and notice how I can pick anywhere on the screen as the base point, and then the second point is the difference between the initial point I selected. I could also grip it and pick the center location and stretch the circle. I'm not stretching the object, but I'm tricking Autocad into thinking that I'm stretching the center point. But because you cannot stretch a circle, it's moving it to another location. So that's another quick way of doing it. And then to make the grips go away, simply tap the Escape key. Once again, zooming extents, and then zoom real time down just a little bit. And finally, because I've made a lot of changes, I'm going to save the drawing file.